initially, over that 4-year period, the district had invested $385,000 into the trust, and they have earned $139,000 in interest on that money that was invested. So they show a 36% return on investment.
All right then.
There are
Get one myself.
there are administrative fees.
I know.
There are administrative fees.
Well, or it was really bad 4 years ago.
What was that, Lorraine? You were talking when they said something.
There are some administrative fees that are attached to the trust, and those fees totaled $1,600 over that 4-year period.
If you're using calipers for your irrevocable trust, I don't know why I always have trouble with it. Do you also have to use them for your post-employment retirement benefits? Or is it just a totally separate thing and you could be in or out of one or the other?
It's a totally separate thing. There were 4 different companies that offered a similar type trust, but this is the one that Alkalani's has invested in, and this is also the one that I had heard Lafayette is looking at as well, due to the return on the funds.
So Lorraine, without taking up too much of your time, I just want to make sure I'm 100% clear on the description of other post-employment benefits in our district. So it says that certificated, classified, and management are all eligible?
Yes.
Does that leave anybody out? That every employee in the district? Every FTE?
Every FTE that retires from the district is eligible for retiree benefits.
Lifetime?
Yes.
Medical, dental, vision?
Medical. Not dental and vision.
So this says benefit types provided, medical, dental, vision.
We do provide medical, dental, and vision, but the retiree portion that is district paid is only the medical.
Okay. And then I don't understand, it says that we are, part of this OPEB is dependent coverage. If the retired employee dies, do we still provide coverage for their surviving spouse?
Yes.
Okay.
There are survivor benefits with CalPERS, even non-retirees. If there's a death of an active member, there's dependent coverage, survivor benefits for active employees if they're a member of the retirement system.
So Lorraine, who put together that PowerPoint for Akalani's? Was that their Director of Business Services, or was that calipers? So can we get a similar presentation? Because that information was very helpful, but it was for Akalani's.
Right.
You know, so it would be very helpful, I think, for us to have a similar presentation covering that same information, so we can kind of see how it applies to our own situation. And that's, you know.
Then Lorraine would have to put that together, right?
Mhm.
I don't know if that's complicated. But it does sound like that would be helpful. And along those lines, I wanted to say, so we obviously all have the PowerPoint, but if it was presented at their board meeting, it's public information. If anyone in the audience was interested, for transparency's sake, they could have access to it as well. Great.
So Lorraine, I'm confused. The information we were given, so I'm looking at CalPERS, retiree medical, lifetime benefit, calendar year, employer contribution. Those are Akalani's numbers, not ours?
Yes, that's Akalani's presentation.
Okay.
It was referenced at the last board meeting that they had made a presentation, so I acquired a copy of it and provided it in the backup so you could see what was presented at the Akalani's meeting.
I mean, it gives us some good numbers. I see that over the cost of over 10 years, the employer contribution's gone up 87% in that district.
Mhm.
Yeah, but my sense is that we probably pay more some
Right.
employees
Right.
for retired, over 65 benefits.
And I doubt we're gonna earn 36%.
Well, I don't think we can rely on our numbers, but, you know, I would like, you know, I see what their numbers are, but it would be, you know, until we see how it applies to our own numbers, we can't really make a decision about, you know, whether to move forward and at what amount of money.
Any comments from the public on this item?
Charles Shannon, OEA president, I just want to make sure it's clear that the post-employment benefit is a supplemental amount of money. It doesn't pay for all of the retirees' medical benefits. I just want to make sure that's clear, because it sounded like maybe it wasn't clear when a comment was made tonight. And for OEA members, I believe the cap is 119. I don't know what currently is paid into it. That could be stated tonight if so desired. And it's much less than it is for CSEA.
Other comments from the public?
Question to Lorraine, so what is it for CSEA? It's 119 for OEA, do you know offhand?
It depends on what plan the retiree signed up for.
Okay. Thank you.
That's why I think it'd be very helpful for us to see our own numbers so we can actually see what we're talking about and what numbers we're dealing with. I just think it's hard to talk about looking at Akalani's numbers. I want to see what our own, you know, how it impacts our own district. You know, their liability is similar, but it's not the same.
I guess I'd be interested to know kind of how much effort it is to do that. I mean, you know what Akalani's put together, you know our information. To do that effort, I mean, is that tangible by the next board meeting, or is that something that's gonna take more effort than that? I mean, there are other things going on as well, but this is a considerable financial piece of the future here for this institution.
We're both income first, so a lot of the premium information that they have listed is the same. We do have to calculate our liability for our retirees by the end of October anyway, for our first period interim reports. So a lot of the information we either have or it's included in our actuarial study. A lot of these things we pulled from their actuarial. So we have the pieces, we just would have to pull it together.
Yeah, I guess I'm in favor of a irrevocable trust, and I've said that before. I think we need to make some efforts in our $11.7 million unfunded liability, and I think step one would be forming a trust. And, you know, it looks like there's at least four services that offer that. So I guess what I would like to see is something that we could potentially take action on, and be able to, you know, have Lorraine review those different companies and, you know, their costs and their investments. And 36% makes me a little shaky on what they're putting the money in, but
Index fund,
yeah.
probably.
I mean, the information that we received on the Culver's had what looked like the most complete package that they were offering with multiple investment options that were, some more aggressive than others. I don't know which option one was choosing, presumably semi-aggressive option. But, you know, and I agree with you that I don't want to put off creating something, but I do feel like we need our own information to work with. And, you know, I guess I was hoping that we could get that, you know, before we decide, well, okay, now, based on this, how much do we think we should put aside? And, you know, it looks like they're putting aside a certain amount of money every year,
But, yeah,
you know,
my view is, I think, I guess I was saying, making a trust would be one, and then deciding how we're gonna fund it and funding at what level would be step two for me. But you're thinking of doing all that at once.
Well, I guess, you know, in my mind, I like to have all the information for our own district in place in front of me, you know, before I'm making a decision about what we're creating. My intent, my personal intent is that we should create a trust, you know, but I feel like, you know, to make that decision without seeing sort of a similar analysis of what our exact liability is, how it plays out, how it works, you know, where we're at 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, you know, that information would be nice to have in our hands as we're making that decision. So it could all be done at the same time.
Other thoughts?
I'm certainly in support of pursuing an irrevocable trust. I like the idea of directing, of letting staff decide who best to work with. It sounds like CalPERS has already got our numbers, and neighboring districts using CalPERS and having good experience.
It sounded to me like it wasn't a monumental effort. It's a lot of things that are in the works or tangibly extractable from other. And I think it'd be a better informed decision to see where we are at this point in time.
I mean, because we're gonna have to make a decision about how much to fund, and that's gonna be based on our own personal numbers. So in my mind, I kind of agree with what you're saying, that we could look at, you know, having staff make the decision of who best to utilize. But then could we get that as a, you know, here's how much it is, and here's how much it would cost to set up, you know, here's what they would do, and these are our numbers, and you guys figure out how much, you know, we as a board make a decision about how much to actually fund it.
Yeah, I agree with Julie. If we're gonna be making a decision about this, it's better to have the numbers, so I like the idea of asking Orinda to do that.
Okay. We will do that. Next on for discussion is item C, board policy 3513.3, tobacco-free school.
The year of policies. So this policy, tobacco-free schools, actually has not been revised since 2008, and there have been some changes in the tobacco industry for us to pay attention to and to include in our policy. So that's one thing that this policy does have additions to make it current. We had the good fortune of being a recipient of a 3-year TUPE grant. That's the Tobacco Use Prevention Education Grant from the Department of Education. There's different levels of the grant, but we were able to receive a 3-year grant that focused on 7th grade students at OIS Middle School. And so with that, we also need to make sure we are keeping current in our policy. So you will see in this policy that it has followed the recommended language of CSBA, and it has emphasized that we are that we recognize and that no smoking or other tobacco use instruments are used on our campuses or within the school district, and or at any athletic event on or off the school district property. It lists verbatim some of the items which we did not have in our policy before that are beyond just a regular cigarette. And so we have that new list that's been added. I do want to also just add that being that we're in a new district office, that Ed Silvis has made sure that we have the appropriate signs posted, that we we are a no smoking environment here, as we have at all the school sites. It's also something that we need to monitor and look at every year to make sure they're in place. So this is our first reading, and it's up for discussion.
Thank you. Questions on this item?
Yeah, question, you mentioned the fields or the sporting events on schools, that no smoking would be allowed, smoking is not allowed there either. Are there signs now, at the sports fields, saying no smoking? I can't remember myself.
Yeah, at the school sites, posted on the buildings as you walk in campus.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so if you walk in through a field entrance, you'll sign.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't observed people smoking on the fields, but I just wondered, since you brought it up.
I had a question on page 280. So the paragraph below the two CF references, the products prohibited include. So it says, and this is maybe a question more for the attorneys in the room, but it says the products prohibited include any product containing tobacco or nicotine, including, it lists a bunch of products, and then it says, you know, electronic cigarettes and other vape-emitting devices with or without nicotine content that may mimic the use of tobacco products. So those electronic cigarettes, you can put anything you want to in them, nicotine or other. I just wanted to make sure that when it says in the first sentence, the products prohibited include any product containing tobacco or nicotine, and then later it says with or without nicotine, that we're covered in that if you have an electronic cigarette without nicotine or anything else in it, that's still against our policy.
Yes, it is.
I think that's legally enough.
So would that address candy cigarettes back in the
Chocolate cigar.
Bubble gum.
Any comments from the public on this item? Any further discussion on this item?
One more question for Kathy. The fact that we, in 2013, have a 3-year 2P grant for the California Healthy Kids Survey, does that, for 7th grade students, does that mean they're giving that survey every year for 3 years? Or I remember it was alternating years.
It is alternating years, so they gave it last year and they'll give it again next year. So this is a year where they will not be giving the survey.
But they won't be giving it this year in 2015, but they'll give it the following year. Okay.
Any other discussion on this item? If not, this is on for discussion. We will revisit next month. Following is an information item. It was amended with some extra information from prior. Any comments from the public on this information item? Comments from the board? Okay. So board reports. Any board members that has a report to give? Okay. Superintendent?
Thank you. I have a note here with a couple of dates on it, and just place it so you can ask Kathy Sullivan later. First of all, we are in the back-to-school night season, and I wanted to compliment the 3 schools that have already gone forward with theirs, OIS, Delray and Gloria, who really fantastic evenings with a lot of great information presented in a very short period of time. And I caught a number of the classroom presentations, and the teachers did just a fantastic job sharing their programs, and there were just such great enthusiasm and dedication to the work, and a number of positive comments from parents that I heard about the many presentations. Principals that chose to do the presentations also received a lot of good comments about the programs that they put on. So my hat's off to all the schools that did a participated so far, and we're looking to 2 more of them coming up. And then, I'm sorry Kathy, I just misplaced the dates, but I wanted to remind the board that we have a ribbon cutting.
September 30th.
Yes, September 30th, thank you.
Yeah, Tuesday, September 30th.
And so that, the city has scheduled one for the field next door, so we're gonna try to back-to-back do the same thing right before them. And I think some of the same people will probably be coming for it, so hopefully you can attend and help us with that. And then we have, as in the past, the election, right prior to the election, we've scheduled a session for the candidates to get information about the district, some overview of basic information about the district, so we've scheduled a session for that, and that is on the,
Tuesday, September 16th.
thank you. So, we'll have about an hour or so to go through some material for the candidates that choose to come to that. And that's my report.
Thank you. Okay. Any future agenda items that were not previously discussed?
I have one, I'm not sure if it's been previously discussed, because I can't remember, but I was hoping that we could, get some kind of, in light of Common Core and its impact on math instruction, I was hoping that we could get a presentation maybe that, gives us information about our current, math training, math professional development that we're doing for teachers. Just to kind of have a chance to review it and see what we think.
And of course, we have the facilities that we discussed, the facilities,
Yep.
sort of multiple issues that.
Okay. Do you have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Move we adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.